Welcome aboard Archimedes, this beautiful 2021 Elling E6. Featuring a self-righting hull and capable of achieving speeds up to 20 knots. At 15 knots, it has a 700 nautical mile range, and at 9 knots, it has a 2,500 nautical mile range. So this boat is truly designed to take you up to the Arctic or down to the South Pacific. With 360-degree views in this pilot house, hydronic heating, and all sorts of amenities, this boat is designed to go anywhere comfortably. I'm Ben Scheffer with East Coast Yacht Sales. Let's get into it. So as soon as you step aboard this Elling E6, you look around, you have the panoramic view. Starting all the way in the aft part of the pilot house, you have this awesome couch on the port side. So phenomenal seating, easy to fit a whole bunch of people here. If you're sitting around dining, you have this bench that pulls out. You can truly have a nice family-style meal sitting right here. Just across, you have an additional L-shaped couch. So if you don't want to have people sitting at the table, then you have additional space just for seating, entertaining, really nice. You have a cupboard. Right now he's got some spares in there. Underneath, you have another nice cupboard. Really good amount of storage down there. And one of the things for the working professionals is there's actually a printer right here. And so easy to work regardless of where you are. There's a Starlink installed on this boat. Wherever you are in the world, up in the Arctic or in much more populated areas, you're still able to have internet access. And then one of my favorite features right up here is that you have this awesome wine fridge. So this is a custom built-in wine fridge capable of fitting just about 18 bottles. Again, just to complement this whole entertaining space. Beautiful flow. As we move forward on this starboard side, if you have people sitting here on the port, press a button and you have the TV pop up. So that converts this whole space really into a phenomenal movie night. And in addition to the Starlink, if your internet goes down, you do also have a Thales satellite receiver, just as a backup system in case you are in remote areas, your Starlink is no longer working. You have additional satellite capability. So you can be streaming television, you can be working, anything from inside of this boat, regardless of where you are in the world. Overhead, you can see we have this awesome wide opening sunroof. This is all hermetically sealed. This boat has self-righting capabilities, meaning if you were to experience a full rollover event in this boat, she would pop right back up without water on the inside, which is just a feature that you don't see on a lot of boats. It is crazy how well this whole pilot house seals up. And again, part of why it is so great for an Arctic expedition yacht. So moving forward, you have the helm station here on the starboard side. You have two cushioned captain and co-captain seats, so incredibly comfortable regardless of the sea state. Really nice, well laid out area. So you see this huge controller here. This is your solar ray marine searchlight, so this will amplify anything in front of you drastically. Huge ray marine displays. You can set up your FLIR on one of the screens. You can set up radar on one of the screens. You can have both displays as they are right now with the charts pulled up. And then to the left, you also have C-Zone. So this C-Zone, you can control virtually anything on the boat, from lighting to the AC componentry. Unbelievable access right here from the helm station to control anything on the boat. The boat's powered with a single D13 Volvo engine, and as I said before, is capable of achieving speeds up to 20 knots, and 15 knots you have a 700 nautical mile range with a 1,320 gallon fuel tank. Phenomenal. At 9 knots you have a 2,500 nautical mile range, which means you can make it almost across the entire Atlantic Ocean without having to refuel. One of the neat things here, you actually have your hydraulic on-off. There are numerous redundant systems on the boat, from the anchor windlass to the engine. So with the anchor, if you were faced with some sort of catastrophic event where your electrical had gone down, you could use the engine and the hydraulics to still drop and deploy one of your two anchors. Also, if your engine goes down, the vessel also has a D2 70 horsepower engine, which is your get home engine with its own separate fuel tank, its own separate fuel polishing system. In the face of any sort of catastrophe in the middle of the ocean, you have two different ways to get home with two completely independent systems. You have your Seakeeper on-off button right here. You have your autopilot, and then redundant screens here. So if you want to be looking at your FLIR on one of the displays or looking at your radar on one of the displays, you can put up depth, you can put speed, you can put your fuel flow, you can put anything else right here on these redundant displays. Underneath, they upgraded the horn on the boat so that it can go quite far. Most of that is because they were going up into Greenland and they wanted to make sure that if someone needed to hear them, they would be heard. You have your hydraulic bow and stern thruster directly underneath. And you also, if you have the boat on autopilot, can use all of that right from the comfort of your hand. The last additional piece is you also have this RMC, which is a remote yacht controller. So from anywhere on the boat, you can use your bow thruster, your stern thruster, or the engines. Incredibly easy if you're coming up to a mooring or docking solo. This boat is truly designed for just a couple or a single person to be driving the boat anywhere, going anywhere, and doing whatever they would like without any fear of losing power or not being able to get into a harbor. One of the cool Helm switches as well is you can actually open up this center window. And so if you're in an area like we are today in Maine where it's a little bit cooler but not cold, that center window opens up about halfway and there's such a good airflow coming through here right now. Heading over to the port side, just next to this helm station area, you can still seat more people who are able to face forward, see everything that's going on, be a part of an additional conversation. So again, another great utilization of space and what makes this boat a really nice long-range family cruiser. So as we head down from the pilot house, you enter this lower salon. So on the starboard side, you have tremendous seating, another table, and just a really comfortable space for having additional guests, or if you are at rest, all of the staterooms are around this area. So you don't have to go all the way up into the pilot house in order to sit at a comfortable space. This table lowers down or raises, and so it can be more of a cocktail table or a dining table. But you can tell just an abundance of seating in this area. Across the way, have yet another TV. So you could have two separate movies going on up top and down here at the same time if people want to have their own space. So if you're up there, it's likely because the boat is in motion. If you're down here, it's likely when you're at anchor hanging out with the rest of your family after cooking a nice meal. If we continue back, you enter this tremendous galley. So great visibility down here, and as you can tell, huge countertop space. You have your Miele induction cooktop mounted right into this countertop. Underneath that, you have your Bosch convection microwave. So you can change that from being a microwave to a microwave oven. So you can really cook real meals in there. Great countertop space, as you can tell. So you have two separate sinks. And then across the way, you have what I would consider almost a breakfast nook. So you can see they have the coffee maker there right now. They have the toaster, the kettle, and a ton of storage just above for all of your dining ware. So this boat, as I've mentioned numerous times, truly is designed to go anywhere. So you have all of this space just on this one side. Going back to this side, one of the things that I failed to mention was you do have these nice overhead areas. This is great for pots and pans or anything. And again, the ergonomics of this space is just phenomenal because if you need to grab any of these pots or pans, you have your cooktop as well as your convection microwave just underneath. There's this little recess space just behind where they're keeping cutting boards. Just aft of where that convection microwave is, you have your large Bosch dishwasher, additional storage underneath the sink for cleaning products, as well as an additional trash can. And then you have this massive refrigerator and freezer. Huge size. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. This is taller than I am. And so really easy to get anything that you have in your fridge over to your galley area. Just behind that, you have your separate washer and dryer. On the opposite side, additional storage for any sort of foods. So as we continue aft, you enter the master stateroom. So island berth right in the middle with great storage on either side. You have your own vanity on either side and just really nice space for getting ready in the morning. All of this is storage overhead, additional storage underneath, and then you have a full-size closet, tons of space for any of the clothing that you might need as you're on your world expedition. You also have a television just ahead, and underneath, you might have noticed there are some of these panels. This is actually all of the access to the main engine. You put in a key on either one of these, turn it, drop it, and you can access your main D13 engine right in there. So then in the back corner, you have your master head. Just a ridiculous amount of space in here. So you have your little soap holder, but you also have all sorts of space over to the side for shampoos and body washes, but really huge space in here. I mean, this is as big of a shower as you could possibly get on this size boat. And just ahead, you might have noticed this. This is a heated towel rack. So if you are up in the Arctic, really nice to have a heated towel rack so that you get out of the shower and you don't have to worry about the cold whatsoever. You also have this nice sink with tons of storage overhead, and your own head right down below with the macerator built in. You can see what the level of the head is, easy to pump out. As we continue forward, one last thing I want to point out in this master stateroom is this vanity with the stool. So you have a writing desk, you have additional storage. There's just so much on this boat in terms of livability. As we pass back through this awesome galley and the salon, and head straight forward, you get into the VIP stateroom. So the VIP is great. It's protected, it's quiet, it's serene. You still have a large hanging locker over on the starboard side. You have tons of little storage spaces around. You have another little vanity in here and an island berth. So just really comfortable VIP space. Even if you're traveling with more than just a couple, you have a great amount of space. You have access to the head from either side here. So either from the salon or the VIP. Large oversized shower, not quite as big as the master, but still plenty of space for anyone. Really easy to enter and exit. You have your head, sink, and tons of storage around here as well. So really nice VIP space. If we move aft on this starboard side, you have access to all of your 24-volt systems right here. So really easy to get in here if you need to mess with anything. And then you're in the bunk bed room. Less space in here, but still comfortable if you have children. To have all of this space separately laid out, you still have your own separate head in here. This head does not have a shower, but it still has its own great amount of space, great amount of storage, as well as another heated towel rack. So every single one of these heads all has a heated towel rack. So in this bunk bed room, you have great deep storage here. And the other really neat thing that this boat incorporates is the little Harry Potter hole. This is where you can store all of your cleaning supplies, such as vacuums, toiletries, anything that you need in terms of extras. And I just think it's incredibly clever how they tuck that right underneath the stairs. Each one of these staterooms has its own touchscreen to control the hydronic heating, and that is something that is great for if you're in the incredibly cold climates. It also has a Webasto Blue Cool air conditioning system. So going back to the redundant systems, it has hydronic heating, it has Webasto air conditioning, and Webasto reverse cycle heat. Heading onto the aft deck here, one of the first things underneath all this seating, you have your 6-man life raft. So because this boat is geared to go anywhere, it has all of the safety features that you need in order to do so. Above that, you have this awesome seating area. So really comfortable space for sitting back, relaxing, taking in the scenery. Behind that, you have this large aft deck table and seating area. So this is just super comfortable. Let's say you've been on a long voyage and you want some outside time, great place to do it. You can see at least 8 people back here comfortably. On either side, you have capstans. And so if you're coming into an area that you have a ton of windage coming into the dock, you want to get lines on and you can't manhandle it in, you just press the button with the line around, reel it all in, makes light work of coming into hard docking. As we head up this port side, you can see really wide side decks, and that is something that totally changes the game because you have great handholds all the way around, comfortable synthetic teak decking under your feet, and then you make it up forward into this awesome lounge area. So you have oversized sun pad as well as forward-facing seats, more outdoor relaxation space on a boat that is truly designed to be in the Arctic or South Pacific. You have this hatch, which is for the VIP area, and then just forward, you have a tremendous storage area up here. They have at least 8 fenders in there right now, all inflated, as well as their lines, additional electrical, and there's just ample space left over. So never a concern about keeping fenders inflated. Just ahead of this area, you have your anchor locker. So a ton of stainless steel chain down there, because you have not one but two anchors down there. One of these anchors is electric, the other one is hydraulic. So if your electric systems go down, you're still able to anchor, or if your main engine goes down, you still have the electric to anchor. Redundant systems are a necessity when it comes to a world traveler boat. You have foot pedals to the side to control the up and down on that anchor, but you also have a remote controller to control that as well. So you can either press this or you can still be in the pilot house controlling those anchors. So up here on the hardtop, you have 11 solar panels, 1,300 watts total. So there is so much solar that you can charge off of this boat. And all of this works well, whether you're in climates that have tons of overcast or if you're in beautifully sunny areas. So just a really good amount of power up here. So moving aft to this custom built radar arch, you have your open array radar, you have your Perco searchlight, you have Starlink up top, you have your spare Thales Iridium satellite receiver, and you have a heated and gyro stabilized FLIR. And one of the other really cool things is the custom built seats back here. So you can be sitting up here as you're tootling along in the remote areas and still have just an unbelievable view. Great fresh air spot. As we head to the aft deck, one thing that I want to show you is these sides where you have your boarding gates. There are custom built footholds into the hull. If you're boarding the tender right down here, or if you have a low dock in your starboard side or port side too, you can climb right up from these hull mounted steps. So really cool additional feature. And then we make our way down onto the swim platform. So underneath the passerelle and the stairs, as we head down onto the aft deck, you have access to your mechanical space. As soon as you enter, you have your 9 kW generator inboard. You have your Webasto Blue Cooler air conditioning right here. You have additional master volt inverter. And one of the really cool parts about in here is you have your Get Home engine. So this engine, as well as an additional fuel tank and fuel polishing system. Behind me, you have your water maker, which is a Schenker Smart Water Maker. Underneath that, you have your hydronic heating system. So just a ton of stuff packed into this space and really easy access to get to all of this stuff. So on the port side, if you lift this, you have access to your electrical as well as your crew quarters. So really easy access to everything in here. There's an additional cushion that goes in here. As you can tell, mattress cover has never even been off. Comfortable. You have your own air conditioning as well as window vent in here. So from this crew cabin, you also have the ability to open up your tender garage. So the tender garage is capable of fitting a Williams Turbojet 325, which actually comes with the boat. It's currently on land, but that will convey with the sale of the boat. You also have a jet tender launch system. So as you hold down the remote, you can launch the tender without having to manually pull it or push it back into the boat. So in this tender garage, you can tell without having a tender in here, there is a ton of space. And underneath these two hatches, you have access to your Seakeeper. So if you ever need to service this Seakeeper, all you have to do is pay this whole system out. Really easy access to get down to the Seakeeper. And that is the 2021 Elling E6 Archimedes. As you can tell, there is so much going on with this boat and she is so capable of going anywhere. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. All of my information will be in the description below, as well as a link to the listing. I'm Ben Scheffer with East Coast Yacht Sales. Thanks for watching.